Hello, my friends. Vinay here, and we are into episode 2 of the Fitness Engineered podcast. And today we are going to discuss about the three-step framework that will help you to transform faster and maintain your results for the rest of your life. So, without further ado, let's get into what are the three steps and how they could help us to transform fast. Step number one is start with changing your identity. Changing your identity is the first and foremost thing we need to do to transform faster, because no matter you follow the best diet plan in the world, you hire the best coach in the world, if you don't believe you can transform, if you don't believe that you could do this, you'll never be able to. The problem with we guys is we always keep telling ourselves the stories, and these stories are what is keeping us unfit, obese, unhealthy. What are these stories? These stories are, I'm fat because everyone in my family is fat. I cannot lose weight because I have bad genetics. I cannot transform because my metabolism is slow. I cannot transform because I don't know how to work out and how to go to the gym and what to do in the gym. I cannot transform because I cannot stop myself from eating sweets. These are the stories that we keep on telling ourselves, and these are the stories that creates our identity. And if you have an identity of an unfit person, of a person who can never transform, of a person who can never achieve that dream physique, no matter you get the best diet plan in the world, no matter you hire the best coach in the world, you will never be able to transform. This is what we need to change before we change anything else. And how do we do that? Just remember, our words creates stories. These stories influence beliefs. These beliefs drives our behavior, and our behavior shapes our identity. As simple as that, my friend. If you want to become the person who looks great in the dress that you want to wear on your wedding, if you want to become the person who is having a photo shoot ready physique, if you want to become a person who stays at his goal body weight for the rest of their life, if you want to become a person who can stay lean and fit, you need to adapt the identity of that person. So we need to just change our identity, and our actions will change naturally. It would be an outcome of the identity that we have. A fit person is fit because he thinks of himself as a fit person. He considers that exercise has to be a part of his regular routine. He considers that eating whole natural food should be a part of his routine. He considers that not going to party is very normal, and he does not have any obligation to do party and to get wasted every weekend. These are the things that he considers to be normal, and that is why he stays fit for the rest of his life, because of the identity that he has. The identity drives change. If you want to change, you need to start with changing your identity first. This is step number 1. How do we change this? Is very, very simple. Instead of thinking, I want to exercise, I want to follow diet, I want to do this in order to get fit, I want to do cardio and do all of this, think of yourself as a fit person. And then the actions that you want to take will naturally follow. But it is hard to believe what is not true. So here we have to outwork our self belief and our doubt by stacking small wins. This is very important. If you want to create an identity that you don't think is true, you won't be able to create it. But this is how we change our identity. Start with logging your food every day. Start with updating your coach every single day. Start with doing a tick mark on a calendar on the day that you work out. Start using your smartwatch and start logging your steps. Start keeping a track of your steps every day and don't miss it for the rest of the month. What these will do is these habits will help you to have undeniable proofs for the person that you want to become. Nobody can take it away from you. You can just look back at these and you can tell yourself, you don't even need to tell yourself, these habits will shout out loud on your face that you are a fit person, because this is what a fit person does. And once you start doing what a fit person does, Telling it to yourself that you are a fit person becomes a lot easier rather than just shouting out affirmations and telling things that you don't believe is true. Start stacking the small wins and outwork your self doubts. These are the two concepts that I have learned from James Clear and Alex Hormozy. These are the two people that have had a massive impact on the way I think and on the person that I have become. This is the step one to accelerate our transformation journey. Start with changing your identity. Then, step two is about planning. Now, planning is also very, very important. You know why? Because everyone has some goals on 1st of January. How many years has it been that you have set some goals for yourself, but you have failed to achieve those? Happens. It has happened with me in the past. It happens with almost everyone, I would say. What is the difference between a person who achieves their goal and a person who does not? It's very, very simple. It just comes down to having a plan and having a system to help them execute the plan. This is the only difference, my friend. Everyone could have goals, but not everyone achieves it just because they don't have the plan in place and they don't have the systems in place to help them execute those. We need a structure that is repeatable and that is predictable, because having a structure, having predictability, having something that is repeatable over and over again makes it very easy for us, because the biggest enemy for us in the transformation journey is uncertainty. Uncertainty is something when we are always confused, when we are always thinking about what to do next, what to eat next, what to do when we go to the gym, which exercise to do after this, how to do this, what to cook, what to eat, if I'm going to office, what should I do, if I'm having a lunch outside, what should I eat, if I am having a holiday, what should I do, if I'm going on a travel, if I'm going for a meeting, what should I do? These uncertainties are the biggest enemies when it comes to a transformation journey. If you have to think about this all of the time, you won't be able to stick to it for a very long time, because there will be tough days in the transformation journey. We have to keep out the decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is a phenomenon where we can't make a lot of decisions very effectively. The less decisions we make, the better decisions we make. So we need to have a structured plan that is repeatable and that is predictable, so that we just minimize the decision fatigue. We already know what to eat, we already know when to eat, we already know in what quantities we should eat, we already know what exercise to do, when to do it, how to do it. If all of these things are already clear, you don't have to think about it all the time. And if you don't have to think about it, the decisions will just flow and you will just go with the flow, and the process will become a lot easier, because we are not the people who only have one thing to do, and that is build their body and take care of their bodies. We have a job to look after, we have a life to look after, we have relationships, we have families, we have other things to take care of. I know this is not easy, and that is why we need a structure, we need a plan, we need a system that will help us to follow this consistently, so that we keep the decision fatigue away, we keep the uncertainty away, and just execute the stuff that we know we have to do. As simple as that, my friend. That is why having a plan and having a system to help us execute that plan is very, very important. The systems should be repeatable, the system should be predictable, in order for us to avoid the decision fatigue, to avoid the uncertainties, and stick to the plans consistently for a long term without getting burnt out. As simple as that. Number three is dealing with the setbacks. This is very, very important, my friends, because it is very easy to start a transformation journey. Every one of you listening this has started a transformation journey at some point in their life, but how many of you have been able to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself? Very few. And out of those very few, how many of you have actually maintained the goals? Very few, right? This is the reason you don't know this, and this is the reason that is holding you back from staying transformed for the rest of your life. And this is how do we deal with setbacks. Because no matter you follow the best plan in the world, no matter how crisp and how clear plan you make, no matter which coach you hire, no matter what systems you have in place, if you don't know how to deal with setbacks, you are going to fail, my friend. because transformation journey is just like we've discussed about traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We are traveling by a car, and what happens when we travel? We'll get some 6 lane highway, 8 lane highway, where we can just go 120, 140, 120, 100 without any problem. But there would come days where there would be traffics on the road, there would be potholes on the road, there would be, god forbid, but if there is an accident on the road, the roads will be blocked. And what do we do in these times? Do we just take our car to a side and we just stop and we just complain and we just give excuses about why we should not go to Kanyakumari now and just keep continuing the rest of the journey? Do we do that? No, right? Then why do we just stop in our transformation journey when we face some setbacks? Dealing with setbacks is just like traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari on a highway in a car. What do? We'll have amazing 8 lane highways, 6 lane highways for most of the times, and we would be cruising just around 100, 120, 100, 120. But you know what? No matter how good of a path you choose, no matter how fast, how crisp of a lane you choose, you will have roads which would be filled with traffic, which would have a little bit of a potholes. The roads will not be good. There would be a area which would be very crowded. And what do we do in that case? Do we just take the car to the side and we just stop and we just give up on reaching our goals, on reaching Kanyakumari where we plan to? No, right? What we do is we just slow the car down and we just go with the flow, just enjoy the ride, and we just go. We just travel. Even if it is slow, we just go, we don't stop. But we don't do the same when it comes to our transformation journey. Whenever we face with a setback, whenever we miss a day of workout, whenever we miss a meal, whenever something happens and we just miss our workouts and our meals or something of that sort, what we do is we just quit on the journey. The setbacks in our transformation journey are just like the traffics, just like the accidents on the road, just like the potholes filled road. What we do in this case is we just slow our car down and we just go with the flow, because going slow is also helping us to reach our goals, even if that is not getting us to the goals faster, but that is at least taking us to our goals. We just quit on the journey, and this is the worst thing that we could do, because it is very important what we do on our best days, but it is more important what we do when everything goes against what we have planned. Because these are the things that are gonna come, my friend. Our life is not static, it is dynamic, and it is gonna keep throwing all of these obstacles in front of us. And if we give up on these obstacles, we could never stay fit for the rest of our lives. So, what do we do on these days? Just slow down your car and just go with the flow. You missed a workout, no problem, don't miss the another one. If you missed a meal, no problem, don't miss the next one. This is the rule of don't miss twice. You miss a workout, it's completely fine, just forget about it, but don't miss the next one. If you missed a meal, it's okay, don't think about it, because the time is gone, the moment is gone, you cannot go back in time and you can get that meal again. But don't let that one missed meal affect the next one. Don't let one bad day affect the next one. Because in the whole transformation journey, these one two missed meals, one two missed workouts would matter very very less, very very less in the whole transformation journey. But what affects more is what you do after that missed meal, after that missed day of workout, after one bad day in your routine. If you just get back on track, everything becomes easier, smoother, and faster. Always remember, my friend, the right way is the fast way, and slow results are always and way better than no results. Okay, getting 10% better every single day is always better than 0%. Putting in 30% of effort on the tough days is way better than putting 80% on of the efforts on the best days, because on the best days it is very easy, it becomes effortless for us to put in the efforts. But what we do on the tough days is what will make a very big of an impact when it comes to your transformation journey in the long run. So now, just combining all of these three, how do we start our transformation journey is by changing our identity. Step number two is having a plan that is predictable, that is repeatable, and having a system that will help us to execute these plans, because two of our biggest enemies are uncertainty and decision fatigue. We have to keep these two away so that sticking to the transformation journey becomes a lot easier. And step number three is dealing with the setbacks, because no matter how good of a plan you have, you are gonna have setbacks because our lives are dynamic. And how we deal with the setbacks will matter more in the overall transformation journey than what we do on the best days. So if you just do these three things right, you are already 80% ahead of the rest of the population who is trying to transform, because now you have changed your identity, you have become a fit person already, you have the plans, you have the systems, and you know how to deal with the setbacks. Once you know all of these things, once you execute these three things correctly, it is just about time that you are going to transform and you are going to get in the best shape. And you are not just going to get in the best shape, you are going to maintain this for the rest of your life. That is the whole goal of the process, my friend. If you still have any more doubts, any more questions, any more queries, or you don't know how to start your transformation journey, or you're stuck in your transformation journey, just DM me on Instagram. I am on Instagram as fitness engineer underscore Vinay, and I'll be happy to help you out. And I hope this episode helped you. If it did, just share it with a friend, share it on your social media. It will make my day. And thank you so much for doing it and keeping me motivated to do this consistently on a regular basis. And have a nice day, my friend.